There is a version of you that doesn't exist yet. Not the one staring back in the mirror this morning. Not the one who hit snooze again. Not the one scrolling through someone else's highlight reel while your own life sits untouched, waiting. No, there is another version. One you have glimpsed in rare moments. Maybe after a long run, when your mind finally went quiet. Maybe during a conversation where you spoke with unexpected clarity and thought afterward, where did that come from? Maybe in a dream where you move through life with a certainty you have never felt awake. That version is not a fantasy. It is not waiting for January 1st. It is not waiting for the right circumstances, the right relationship, the right job, the right amount of money in your account. It is not waiting for you to finally feel ready. It is waiting for a decision. One decision made once, honored 7 times. That is what the next 7 days are about. Not motivation, not inspiration, not another list of things you already know but refuse to do. This is about becoming someone you would not recognize. Someone the old version of you would look at and wonder, what happened to them? And the answer will be simple. They stopped waiting, they started building. Stay with me, because what I'm about to share is not theory. It is a blueprint. 1 week, 7 shifts. A complete reconstruction of how you show up in the world. But I need to warn you first. This will be uncomfortable. Not because the steps are complicated. They are not. It will be uncomfortable because you will have to look honestly at who you have been, and that reflection does not always feel kind. Most people avoid that mirror their entire lives. They would rather stay comfortable and confused than face the truth and change. You are not most people. You clicked on this video because something in you is tired. Tired of the gap between who you are and who you know you could be. Tired of promising yourself things and breaking those promises before the week is out. Tired of watching others transform while you stay frozen in the same patterns, the same excuses, the same version of yourself you have outgrown but cannot seem to escape. That exhaustion is not weakness. It is wisdom. It is your soul telling you that this chapter has gone on too long, that the story needs to turn, that you were not built to live on autopilot, drifting through days that blur together until years have passed and nothing has changed except the number on your birthday. So let us begin. Not with tactics, not yet. First, we need to understand something deeper, something most transformation advice ignores entirely. You do not have a discipline problem. I know that sounds strange. You have probably spent years believing that discipline was your missing ingredient. That if you could just force yourself to wake up earlier, eat cleaner, work harder, scroll less, then everything would fall into place. But discipline is not your problem. Your problem is that you do not trust yourself. Think about it. How many times have you made a promise to yourself and broken it? How many Monday mornings have started with conviction and ended with compromise? How many journals have 3 pages filled and the rest blank? How many gym memberships collected dust? How many morning routines lasted until Wednesday? Every broken promise is a small betrayal, and those betrayals accumulate. They do not disappear. They settle into your identity like sediment at the bottom of a river. Eventually, your subconscious learns a devastating lesson. My word means nothing. I cannot be counted on. I am not the kind of person who follows through. That is not a discipline problem. That is a trust wound. And no amount of motivation can heal a trust wound. Only evidence can. This is why the next 7 days are not about doing everything perfectly. They are about doing a few things consistently, small enough to complete, significant enough to matter. Repeat it enough to rebuild the trust you have lost with yourself. Because here is the truth most people never understand. Confidence is not something you find. It is something you build. Action by action, promise by promise, day by day. You do not become confident and then take action. You take action and then become confident. The person you will be in 7 days is not someone with more willpower than you have now. It is someone who has finally proven to themselves that their word carries weight. That is the foundation. Everything else is built on top of it. Let me tell you about a man I once knew. He was not famous. He was not wealthy. He worked a job that most people would consider ordinary, but there was something about him that made you pay attention. When he walked into a room, the air changed. Not because he demanded it, because he carried something rare. Presence. He spoke slowly, not because he was unsure, but because he meant every word. He moved deliberately, not rushed, not lazy, purposeful. When he listened, he actually listened. You could feel it. His attention was a gift, and he gave it fully. I asked him once how he became that way. I expected him to tell me about a book, a mentor, a breakthrough moment. He laughed quietly. 7 days, he said. I did not understand. He explained. Years ago, he had been lost, scattered. The kind of person who started everything and finished nothing, who talked about goals but never moved toward them, who woke up reactive and went to sleep defeated. Then someone challenged him, not to change his life, just to own 1 week. 7 days. No excuses, no negotiation, no exceptions. Wake up at the same time. Move his body before his mind could talk him out of it. Protect the first hour from distractions. Plan the day before it began. Do one hard thing he had been avoiding. Speak to himself like someone he respected. End the night with intention instead of collapse. That was it. Nothing revolutionary, nothing complicated, but he did it every day for 7 days. And on the 8th morning, something had shifted. Not his circumstances, his identity. He was no longer the person who could not follow through. He was the person who just did for a whole week without failure. That evidence changed everything. He kept going, not because he was motivated, because he had become someone new, and that new person had different standards. 7 days, he repeated. That is how long it takes to break the spell, to prove to yourself that you are not your patterns, you are your choices. I never forgot that conversation, and I am passing it to you now. The first shift is the morning. Not because mornings are magical, they are not, but because the first hour of your day is a declaration. It announces to your nervous system, to your subconscious, to the universe itself, what kind of day this will be. Most people lose that hour without realizing it. They wake up and immediately reach for their phone. Before they have taken a conscious breath, they are already consuming. Notifications, news, messages, other people's problems, other people's opinions, other people's energy. And just like that, the day is no longer theirs. They've handed control to the world before their feet touch the floor. This is not a small thing. This is the foundation of why most people feel perpetually behind, perpetually reactive, perpetually exhausted. They start every day in someone else's story instead of writing their own. For the next 7 days, the first hour belongs to you. No phone, no email, no social media, no news, just you. Your body, your breath, your intentions, Wake up and drink water. Your brain has been dehydrated for hours. Give it what it needs before you demand anything from it. Move, not necessarily exercise, just movement. Stretch, walk around the room, step outside if you can. Let your body remember that it exists for more than sitting. Breathe deeply, not frantically, not shallow, deep, slow breaths that signal to your nervous system that you are safe, that today is an opportunity, not a threat. And then, before the world starts shouting, get clear on what matters. Write down the 3 things that will make this day meaningful. Not 20 things, not a wish list. 3 things that you will complete that align with who you are becoming. That is the morning. Simple, intentional, yours. When you own the first hour, you create momentum that carries through the rest of the day. You are no longer reacting, you are creating. And creation is the energy of transformation. The second shift is subtraction. Most people think change is about adding things, new habits, new routines, new commitments. But you cannot pour clean water into a cup that is already full of mud. Before you add anything, you must remove what is poisoning you. One habit, that is all I ask. For the next 7 days, identify one weak habit and eliminate it completely. Not 5 habits, not a complete lifestyle overhaul. One thing, you already know what it is. The behavior that whispers to you at night when you are trying to sleep. The pattern that steals your time, your energy, your self-respect. The habit you have tried to moderate but cannot. Because some things are not meant to be moderated. They are meant to be ended. Maybe it is the phone you reach for every time there is a moment of silence. Maybe it is the food you eat not because you are hungry but because you are bored or sad or avoiding something. Maybe it is the scrolling that turns minutes into hours and leaves you feeling emptier than when you started. Maybe it is the way you speak to yourself, the constant criticism that has become so familiar you do not even notice it anymore. Whatever it is, and for 7 days, you stop. Not forever. The mind cannot handle forever. Just 7 days, that is manageable, that is achievable. That is enough to break the pattern's grip on your identity. When you remove one weak habit, something strange happens. Energy you did not know you had becomes available. Mental space clears. You start to see other patterns more clearly. The subtraction creates room for what comes next. This is not punishment. This is freedom. You are not denying yourself. You are liberating yourself from something that was never serving you. And that liberation, that is where transformation begins. The third shift is the body. You cannot build a powerful mind in a neglected body. They are not separate. They are one system. And that system is either working for you or against you. Most people treat their bodies as obstacles, something to drag through the day, something to ignore until it breaks, something to punish or indulge but never to partner with. This is a profound mistake. Your body is not your enemy. It is your oldest ally. It has carried you through every difficult moment of your life. It has survived everything that has happened to you. It is still here, still functioning, still waiting for you to treat it with the respect it deserves. For the next 7 days, move daily. Not to lose weight, not to build muscle, not for any external result. Move because movement is how you tell your body that you are alive, that you are not giving up, that you still have fight left in you. It does not have to be extreme. A walk, push-ups in your room, stretching, dancing, swimming, whatever connects you to your physical self. But it must be daily. and it must be intentional. When you move your body with purpose, something shifts in your psychology. Your posture changes, your confidence rises, your thoughts become clearer. You stop feeling like a passenger in your own life and start feeling like someone who occupies space in the world. The way you carry your body is a message to yourself, to others, to life itself. Move like someone who is going somewhere. Walk like someone who has decided. Stand like someone who knows their worth. 7 days of intentional movement will change how you feel in your skin. And how you feel in your skin determines how you show up in every other area. The fourth shift is input. You are not just what you eat. You are what you consume. Every image, every conversation, every piece of content, every headline, every opinion you scroll past without thinking. It all enters you. It all shapes you. It all becomes the raw material from which your thoughts, your moods, your beliefs are constructed. Most people consume unconsciously. They let the algorithm decide what enters their mind. They absorb whatever is loudest, whatever is most provocative, whatever keeps them scrolling longest. And then they wonder why they feel anxious, scattered, hopeless, angry at things they cannot control. For the next 7 days, protect your mind like it is sacred, because it is. Curate ruthlessly. Unfollow what drains you. Mute what disturbs your peace. Step away from the noise. This is not about ignorance. It is about intentionality. Replace empty consumption with nourishment. Read something that stretches your thinking. Listen to something that elevates your spirit. Spend time with people who remind you of your potential, not your limitations. And guard against the subtler forms of poison, the gossip, the complaints, the endless discussions about problems without solutions. The people who are comfortable and want you to be comfortable too because your growth makes them uncomfortable. You do not owe anyone access to your mental space, especially those who do not respect it, is less than #0. 6 hash is greater than this week. Become a gatekeeper. What enters matters. Choose wisely. When you clean up what you consume, you will notice your thoughts change. Clarity returns. Creativity awakens. The fog lifts. You are not broken. You were just feeding yourself the wrong things. The fifth shift is planning. Winners do not wing it. They prepare. Not obsessively, not rigidly, but intentionally. Every night before you sleep, take 5 minutes to design the next day. Write down your priorities. Decide when you will do the hard things. Visualize how you want to show up. This small act transforms everything. Without a plan, you wake up reactive. The day happens to you. Distractions grab your attention before you can direct it. Hours disappear into tasks that felt urgent but were not important. With a plan, you wake up proactive. You know what matters. You have already decided. The negotiations happened last night. Today is just execution. This is not about controlling every minute. Life will interrupt your plans. That is fine. The point is not perfection. The point is direction. A ship without a destination drifts. A ship with a destination navigates. Be the second kind. When you start planning your days with intention, you will notice something remarkable. You accomplish more in one focused day than you used to in a scattered week. You feel less busy, but more productive. You end the day with satisfaction, instead of that vague, nagging sense that you wasted it. Planning is not a burden. It is a gift you give your future self. Give it every night this week. The sixth shift is difficulty. Comfort is not your friend. It is a slow poison disguised as safety. Every time you choose ease over effort, you weaken. Not dramatically, subtly. But the weakness accumulates. Eventually, you become someone who cannot handle hard things. Who needs everything to be smooth? Who collapses when life gets rough? And life will get rough. That is not pessimism. That is reality. The question is not whether difficulty will come. The question is whether you will be ready for it. For the next 7 days, do hard things on purpose. Not because you have to, because you choose to. Wake up earlier than you want. Have the conversation you have been avoiding. Push your body past the point of comfort. Start the project that intimidates you. Say no to something that is easy but wrong. Say yes to something that is hard but right. Every time you lean into difficulty instead of away from it, you build something that cannot be bought or borrowed. You build resilience, inner authority, the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you can handle whatever comes. This is not about suffering. It is about strength. And strength is built the same way muscle is built, through resistance, through challenge, through choosing discomfort now so that future obstacles cannot break you. Seek the hard path this week. Walk it deliberately and notice how different you feel by day 7. The 7th shift is speech. Your words are not just sounds. They are seeds. Whatever you speak, you plant. And whatever you plant, you eventually harvest. Most people speak carelessly. They complain without thinking. They criticize themselves without mercy. They announce their limitations as if they were facts instead of choices. And then they wonder why nothing changes. For the next 7 days, speak like the person you are becoming, not the person you have been. When you catch yourself saying, "I cannot stop," ask yourself, is that true or is that just familiar? When you catch yourself predicting failure, stop. Ask yourself, who gave me the authority to know the future? When you catch yourself speaking about your goals in weak language, hoping, trying, maybe, stop. Replace it with intention. I will, I am, this is happening. This is not delusion. It is alignment. You are not lying to yourself. You are telling a truer truth. The truth of your potential instead of the truth of your patterns. Your subconscious listens to every word you say. Speak to it like a leader, not a victim. Command your own attention. Announce your own worth. And extend that same respect to how you speak about others. Words of encouragement, of belief, of acknowledgement. What you give out returns to you. That is not mysticism. That is how human connection works. Speak life this week into yourself, into your circumstances, into everyone you encounter. And watch how reality starts to shift. There is one more thing. How you end the day matters as much as how you begin it. Most people collapse into evening. They scroll until their eyes cannot focus. They eat until they are numb. They fall asleep with chaos on their minds and wonder why they wake up exhausted. For the next 7 days, create a non-negotiable night routine. Power down the noise, put the phone away, let your nervous system remember what quiet feels like. Reflect briefly. What did you do well today? What can you improve tomorrow? What are you grateful for right now? Prepare for the next day. Lay out your clothes. Review your priorities. Make the decisions now while your mind is calm. And then rest. Truly rest. not the half sleep of someone who brought the whole world to bed with them, the deep rest of someone who closed the day with dignity. When you master your nights, your mornings transform. When your mornings transform, your days transform. When your days transform, your life transforms. It all connects. 7 days, that is what stands between who you are now and who you are becoming. Not 7 years, not 7 months, 7 days of intention, 7 days of keeping your word, 7 days of proving to yourself that you are not your patterns. You will not be perfect. That is not the goal. The goal is consistency. The goal is showing up even when you do not feel like it. The goal is building evidence that your word means something. By day 7, something will have shifted. Not just what you do, who you are. You will walk differently, speak differently, carry yourself differently. People will notice. They will not know why. They will just sense that you are not the same person you were a week ago. And they will be right. This is not magic. This is mechanics. The mechanics of identity change, of trust rebuilding, of becoming someone who follows through. The person you have been is not the person you have to stay. You can shed that version like old skin. You can step forward lighter, clearer, stronger. It starts now, not tomorrow, not next week, now. 7 days, one decision, a completely different life. And once you have walked through this week, once you have proven to yourself that change is possible, a deeper question will emerge. You will have transformed your habits. But what about the person underneath? What about the way you think, respond, connect, show up in the invisible moments when no one is watching? That is personality. And personality is not fixed. It is practiced. The next video explores exactly that. How to refine not just what you do, but who you are. How to improve your personality every day, not through performance, through presence, through small, quiet shifts that compound over time into someone genuinely different. If this week has awakened something in you, that video is where the work continues. Until then, begin. The person you are becoming is waiting, and they are ready.